level, the spectrum is very wide. You may give good donation, but then you have some intention that my name should be cited 10 times every day, something like that, or my photo should be there, this and that. Or somebody may give donation and say it is Guptadan, I don't care. So, when you do good karma, the intentions also count. What are the intentions behind that good karma? So, in what I'm trying to say, at the karma level, the spectrum is very wide. At the jnana level, spectrum is less wide, either wrong knowledge or right knowledge. There is no other possibility, isn't it? But now at bhog is of course sukh and dukh only. So at karma level, we cannot do much. We cannot take charge of the whole solar system, is it not? We cannot decide where the mountain should be there and where we can shift Himalaya from there to here. These gigantic tasks, we cannot do it. Knowledge-wise, we cannot become Sarvajya, knowing all this. We know very small of it. So our rishis were smart. They said, in bhog we can do something, isn't it? Instead, in bhog we go through the spectrum of sukh and dukh. Why don't we get a life point where there is no dukh? So that was their smart idea. So they said, let us concentrate on this. And that's what Patanjali is doing. A method to live so that there is no dukh in your life. Because we cannot expand in knowledge to become infinite. In karma also we cannot. But in bhog, I can get to what they coined a new term, very interesting, because in our life, we are like a pendulum going from sukh and dukh. They say, this is not valid for me. I will go to another destination, and they called it an anand. Anand is some very unusual happiness. There is something like absolute happiness, where there is no negative counterpart. So the emphasis became another kind of life situation where I am not inflicted with pain and suffering. So that's what is statement of Sankhya. It begins with athati with dukh atyant nivritti atyant purusha. He says, Kapil is very great genius. He says, everybody, I can give you a mechanism of life, how you should give it, how you should live, where you will have no pain. Can you think of a person in this modern world, out of 7 billion people, who can stand and say, I know how to live without any pain. But that's the kind of authority he has. Just imagine what is the stature of Kapil. Kapil has very high stature in our culture. Paramarshi. He is beyond any rishi. Adi Acharya. He is the first Acharya in a pedagogic sense, because all the riddles are given in Vedas and Upanishads, but he can formulate it in a way what a teacher can teach to the student and the student can grasp it. So that is what is his status, and he is saying, I can tell you how you should lead your life so that any kind of pain and suffering cannot touch you. But of course, to get away from any pain and to get some kind of pleasure, you have to make some effort. So he says, for that kind of effort, you will have to make atyant purushat, absolute effort. And then he describes what that absolute effort is. That is very interesting. And he does everything. But then comes a time, of course India has been declining. That is the usual history of any human society. And he says there are 3 kinds of people, Uttam, Madhyam and so on and so forth. But his prescription was for the upper end people. Then comes this picture, this person in picture, Patanjali. He is also genius. But he writes the book amplifying the ideas of Kapil, but for 3 classes of different people in a very specific manner. So that is what is my job, to tell you quickly what all this is about. So this is the genius of Kapil. He notices one thing, which all of us are familiar with, nothing fantastic that way. But it is fantastic that we never think about that. If we start talking about what do you enjoy, what do you like in day-to-day life, you will notice there is a wide subjectivity, is it not? Even when you take a cup of tea, somebody wants with milk, without milk, milk, but sugar, no, this. There are so many combinations are possible. You know. For any host gets tired, you just say, let anybody do what they want to do. Because everybody has subjective taste, isn't it? Our concept of sukh is very subjective, our concept of dukh is very subjective, and that's what it is. It has something to do with body and mind. So he comes up with an idea. There is one experience that is called Sushupti, deep, dreamless sleep, is it not? Once in a while, when we have good luck, we have it. And when you come out of it naturally, without alarm or without any other external force, then you say, that was nice. So he says, that life experience, and they picked up that thread, that let us pursue this. What is this when I am deep, dreamless sleep? They gave it a name, Sushupti. So this is a statement from Kapil. Sushupti, Samadhi, Sushupti, Moksheshu, Brahmarupta. So he came up with this idea. Sushupti is very fantastic. What? Nobody can say, I had a deep sleep and I didn't feel good. There was no pain in that deep, deepness. Even if you have serious injury or you have a difficult medical condition, but if certain hours, if you are in deep, dreamless sleep, no doctor will bother to disturb you, because that has a immense healing possibilities, is it not? You are in deep, dreamless sleep. When you are, body and mind are void of any kind of conscious functions. Is it not? Consciously, you are not doing anything with these instruments of body and mind. Of course, a lot of other things are happening, not going into those details, but whatever else is happening when you are in deep, dreamless sleep, that is called as pranic forces. So pranic forces, not going into detail of these background forces, non-voluntary forces, namely pranic forces, let us concentrate on what I use consciously, the instruments of body and mind. So they looked at it, that Sushupti is very important when I have no pain, nothing. But during those hours, I have no idea where I was. Only when I come out of it, I say that was good. But where were you? I have no idea where I was. So they say, let us pursue that. What to do that? Okay, let us sit. In sleep we are lying in bed, now we sit. And try to bring our mind void of any function. Just like in deep, dreamless sleep, there is nothing happening in my mind. So that's where Patanjali starts. Yoga is Chitta Vritti Nirodha. So that is his starting point. Let me bring my mind calm, that nothing is happening. And meditation is an attempt to bring your mind calm. Of course, the Sanskrit word is dhyan, but because of our background, we use this word in many other manners. If you go to India, Indian railway station, कृपया ध्यान दीजिए. But then in English he will say, may I have your attention please. He won't say, may I have your meditation please. He will say, may I have your attention please. A mother or child, young mothers here, they will tell their child, beta dhyan se padho. Concentrate in your studies, what you will. That is concentration. But in this Patanjali tradition, dhyan means meditation. This is neither attention nor concentration. This is then Sankhya is saying, Kapil is saying, dhyanam nirvishayam manaha. When mind is void of any object, then I am in dhyan. This for Indians it is very difficult to explain to them, because we are so much accustomed. Dhyan means paying attention to something, but in Patanjali's nomenclature, dhyan means my mind is blank. I am doing nothing. So that is a big obstacle in Indian people's mind. What is this dhyan? The Western mind is that way comparatively quite easy to start with. So that is the basis of Patanjali Yoga meditation, that I want to bring my mind to a state blank, and then I will comparatively very close to what happens to me in deep, dreamless sleep. I will be void of that. But if you do it, your fact, that is not easy. It is easy said but difficult. That's why You have to practice it, and maybe we will start our practice slightly later, and you will have a taste of it. It is challenging, it's not that. That's why Kapil said, Atyant Purusharth. It needs a high level of effort, and you know it. Mind is the most complex system, and is the tiniest system, and is also swiftest system, at almost at the speed of light or faster than that. So something that is so small, so fast, and you want to take control of it is, of course, is a very high order of challenge, but we have no choice. If you say this is my mind, if you say this is my car, and you are not able to drive to the destination you want, and you have no control over your car, nobody will sit in the car, is it not? At least no passenger would like to sit in your car. So if I say this is my body, if I say this is my mind, these are my instruments, of course, I must have some control over them. So as you practice meditation, you are trying to gain control over it. And of course, there are a lot of practical benefits. All this philosophy of Kapil and Patanjali, if that doesn't interest you much, still in today's modern life society, there are a lot of problems, all kinds of stress and even sleep-related disorders and family-related situations, the love and trust and harmony. So many things are there, and it just turns out that if you learn meditation and practice it slightly, things get much better in your individual life, in your family life, at work, and so on and so forth. Very quickly we can see, I like to describe its benefits in 3 levels, and level 1 is a very basic level, like any beginner for next few weeks or so. What will you do when you try to close your eyes and bring your mind calm? And you succeed slightly I mean, at least that there are not too many, that web of thoughts